Try and do this as a short version. I recorded this video already, and it got long just because of things that come up in regular conversation, I guess, quote unquote regular conversation, if you will, here. But anyway, I was redoing this shop. Here it says shop. So if you go to the samurairuach.com, not the samurai, but samurairuach.com, samurairuach.com. If you go to shop, click on that, and you'll see this here. This is on the computer. This is the computer version. The main thing I was saying was I was redoing these here, browse by the categories. This is how it looks on the computer. You have these ways to look at things. There are different groups of things. I'll get into it quickly. And then this is other things if you want to sort by price or color or size, whatever. There you go. That's on the computer version. On the phone, it looks like this. Where if you hit the three lines, this is not going to go away here at the top. Would it? Why? No. Nope. Not going to destroy things. Not going to snap. There's three lines. You click that, and then you can get the drop down menu, and you just click on shop. And then I'll take you to this here on your phone. This is where all the categories are. It starts you off normally on all products, so you can see everything. And then you gotta scroll down, and you can get to where it says like add more or whatever, or load more. It's probably not going to do it on this here. Will it? There we go. Okay, so yeah, load more. And then there's that little menu thing at the bottom just for all the socials. But yeah, load more will give you more products. But yeah, there you go. That's how it looks there on the phone. The main thing is just that this is where all your categories are. It'll start you off on all products, but underneath there you can swipe these over. You know, you can swipe them over and then click on whichever one that you want to get to. These categories here are on the computer are these things here. So all products is where you always start. It always by default. There you go. All products. The header looks like that. The next one I condensed some things and shrunk it down because books were all like there was one for PDFs, one for EPUBs. There was a games tab, and then there was a music tab. I put them all together in one. So it's books, games, music. I'll redo it and put them in that order because right now it's music, games, and then books. But yeah, I'll reshuffle that. So that's nothing but all the books that are purchasable because a lot of the stuff you can just go online and read it for free. I'm sorry. If you like to pay for stuff, then buy a t-shirt. I'll try to put the same information in the t-shirts as I do in the books, if you can imagine that. It just looks cooler. But yeah. And it's in the game too. So and the game is even crazier because it's alive. Like you're actually playing it out. You're living the book as you play it, and it's actually really a lot of fun. There are demos on the game and everything else you can find here on the thing on the if you go to this here game Mind Over Matter, you can look at that. Or if you look at the YouTube page, or I think there's some on Instagram, there might be some on Facebook. I haven't updated the Patreon in a little bit. Gotta do that, but there's always something to do, ain't it? Ain't that always the way? But yeah, so the first tab here, so I'll run through them all, and then I'll show you. So you have all products at the top. Then after that is books, games, and music. That's this one that we're currently in. No, cat, please go away. Don't chew any cords, please. Just, dude. Anyway, then after that is the Agnanati collection, which is I'll click on it. Agnanati collection, which is all this here, red, black, silver, gray, and white stuff. If it's a red logo or a black logo, or red and black logo, or black and white, or red and white, usually it might be in here. Red, black, and white. That's the theme. Agnanati is one of the fire dragons in the story, like the adventure, action adventure, all genres, sci-fi, western stuff. It's got everything in it. Yeah, he don't like people, so but yeah, he's one of the fire dragons from that portion of the world. But yeah, so everything has that kind of theme, as you can see. There you go. That's what that is. After that is all the being collections stuff. So the being symbol, shirts, hats, blah blah blah. The black light version of it. There's the black and white. There's the red out version. Then the straight out of being stuff. The being thing there. Bing. Then there's all the different like the second generation symbol that I made when I redid it. And then the third generation where I redid it, which was the simple gold bars and silver bars. It's cleaner. It don't have the fire and water and stuff like that in it, but you get the picture. Then there's the skull version of it, which is the one that I like the most, hands down the best one. And it's got a lot of stuff. You can watch the videos on that, or read the post if you go to here to read online. It'll have a product breakdown. I'll show you that right quick. Sure, why not? If you go to that's why not, because this computer is this computer. But yeah, if you go to read online, this first section here, explainers, blogs, conversations. These are the explainers right here. So it's all of the t-shirts and designs and logos and pictures and all that stuff. I explain all what it means, why it's like that, and da 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 da. Yes, the DRE. Anyway, Snoop Dogg. Yes. So there's the being simple stuff, and then after that, there's the Blacklight collection, which is probably one of my favorite ones. if not my favorite one, which is just all things that are punchier, quirkier, I guess you could say, with more of an edge to it. The ones that are harder hitting, they don't pull punches. It's more direct as far as the phrases and things like that. Yeah, it looks more playful and cute, but it's actually more serious. There's more fire in this than anything. In this one here. So all of the like, just the raw stuff is in there. More than likely it'll end up in there. Yeah, and it's also things that are like the purple colors, the black light colors, as I like to call it, and things like that. Things that are in that color. See how that looks like? Yeah, yeah, things like that. Those colors there. After that is the Coal Diamond collection, which is basically charcoal and black plaid that I had to make. That was a lot of fun. That was sarcasm, but yeah. See, it's that stuff. Yeah, okay, and everything that's like that features that pattern. And after that is because they're all in alphabetical order for the most part, from A to Z. It'll start with the books game, but then the parentheses, collections, all the collection stuff, and then the regular categories. Cold Diamond, then collections. Don't Jesus the Christ out of. It's just called Don't Jesus the Christ out for the most part. Those are these ones here. There's two styles. There's the artist version, which that's annoying. The artist version there, which is the all text one. And then there's the park version, which is them sitting on the park bench. Yeah, for folks who don't understand what that's about, here, why not? Trying to do this. It's 8 minutes 36 on the clock, but I'll have to speed this video up anyway, so it'll probably be. If we can get it in one, we can get it in one. I don't know if we will, but I'm skeptical. Yeah, so there's this image here. If it will zoom in, that would be fantabulously spectacular. Come on, buddy. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Blurry, but I do not care. Oh, and it's not gonna. Anyway, what happens is people will Jesus the Christ out of Yeshua, out of themselves, and out of everyone else. Don't do that. That's what that's about. That's what that's about. Watch the video on it or whatever else, and then yeah, you'll see it. You'll get it. You'll understand. So that's that one. Don't Jesus Christ. After that is the future so bright, which is funny to me because if you know those fellas, then you know what those shades are about. So the future is so bright that you gotta wear shades, and preferably the ones that they have on. So that's what that's about. That's why that's funny, and it's got like a whole '80s retro theme to it. But everybody had that background, the laser background in their photos and their school pictures, whatever. You like that one, or you wanted to get it, but your parents are like, no, we're going with the bookshelf. And you're like, the bookshelf? Dude, I don't even read books. But anyway, that's that. Future So Bright. So everything that is Future So Bright, all of the stuff in that one is there. All right. And the flow, the order of it is usually unisex stuff first, from no sleeve to short sleeve to usually a 3/4, the Raglans and 3/4 sleeves, to long sleeve. That's all t-shirts. I'll probably put the jerseys first. So it's like jerseys and then t-shirts, like starting from the lightest to the heaviest. All right, so jerseys, then t-shirts, then the sweatshirts, and then after that, unisex stuff. Well, the sweatshirts, then it'll probably be jackets, and then, because that's probably the heaviest stuff is the jackets. But then it'll go to, after all the unisex, then it's usually women's. So all the women's stuff, and then after that is usually all of the men's stuff after that. Because I know these three here are men's shirts. But usually, yeah, usually it goes women's, and then it goes all the other accessories. So let me find one. What is it? Yeah, that'll be a good one. The Garuda 6 collection. Garuda 6. 6 Garuda is a sniper that's in the series. She and her spotter, Sven, which is why that's there. So it's 6 and 7, which was done way before the whole phrase in the song. That was funny. Like when I found out about it, I was like 6, 7. That's stupid. Why are people saying it? And then I found out, and it was even dumber. But yeah. So there's that. But yeah, whatever. Because this was out for I don't know, since like last year sometime, and I was working on it way before that. But anyway, so there's that. But yeah, so as you can see, there's the jackets, and then it's a sweatshirt, but this is just because it's in the order of the names. But yeah, then it goes to the regular shirts, and then there's bags, accessories. Well, this is a women's shirt. So then the bags, and then accessories, and then the men's stuff. So that's usually how it is. Jerseys, and then shirts. I was thinking of sleeves, like short sleeve, long sleeve, thicker. And then, the jackets, and then the women's stuff. And then same thing, short sleeve, longer, bigger. And then all the way up to the bags. Well, hats, and then bags, and then whatever else, pillows and blah blah blah, and then men's stuff after that. Okay, so that's the usual progression, how things flow when you're looking for stuff to make it easier for you to find stuff. After that is just let AI do it, which is funny because it's about how everyone's letting AI do everything and sacrificing themselves and getting rid of their own humanity for AI. That's why it's a robot and he's dunking the skull with the spinal cord attached. Yeah, yep, it's hilarious. Then there's the ladies only stuff because in alphabetical order, that's where the L came in after J, K, L. Yep, ladies only. So then I had to move these around a little bit to put them in order. But yeah, it's all the ladies stuff because there's certain cuts that are ladies cuts because the way the shoulders fit and the sides and everything else is just a ladies style shirt. There you go. After that is the meditate day and night collection, which is just if you could see it, it's meditate, a person meditating, and they're on the word. And then it's both day and night. If you could see that, you'll see it when you look at them when you go there. But that's what it is. To remove all of the mystery so you don't have to think about it. Then there's the rug pull collection. Rug pull, the Seeing Clown. The Seeing Clown. He puts the Seeing Clown. Anyway, so there's all the clown stuff, and then like these are deeper than they appear. This one is just everything explained, right? So you get to see the whole how everything breaks down into threes there on a shirt and on a jacket. I like that one there. That one is nice. I gotta do some more of those. Jackets just got to be fun. Those are just fun to do. The bags are okay, but yeah, there's a lot more in the design. If you watch the videos on that one, you'll see it. The breakdown of the logo. You will. It's like wow, I wasn't even thinking of all that stuff that would be in that, but that's a lot of stuff in there actually. Here I was just thinking it was a cute little clown guy. It's actually all of life and living and being all up in that one little thing there. That's ridiculous. Pretty cool. All right. All right, sure. So that's that, all the rug pull stuff. After that, there is the Samurai Ruach logo. The difference here, you'll see some things that say SRL, and then you will see some things that say SRT. The difference between SRL and SRT, SRL is just Samurai Ruach logo, and it's just a logo by itself. SRT is Samurai Ruach logo with text. So if it has the word at the bottom, the words Samurai Ruach at the bottom, or anything else that has text on it, all right, there's not just the logo, so SRL. Right there you go. But everything else that has that text on it, it'll be SRT. That's the only difference. So when you see something that says SRL, why does it say SRL on the back? There's the SRL, the Samurai Ruach logo. If it says SRT, then it'll be that with Samurai Ruach, the words actually on the bottom. Yeah, that's the difference. That's it. It's not that hard, not that difficult. Take a Sabbath. Then there's all the Take a Sabbath stuff, that collection, which I like. I really do. And I'm working on another one, but I'm working on a bunch of stuff, and there's a bunch of stuff that I already have to do anyway. So, yeah, yay. Good old yay. But yeah, those are neat. That's just about returning to the holy, WHOLLY, which is also the holy, HOLY, the pure, undivided, the divine part of yourself, the divinity. Return to that. Take a Sabbath. Take a break from dividing yourself and, all the craziness and whatever. There's a longer video of the same stuff, me going over all of this, and it gets into a lot of stuff. Didn't mean to, but it just flowed that way. So, yeah, I'm not going to do it here. I'm just going to focus and just explain these things tab by tab and knock it out. Trying to have a nice day. That's what we're doing. So we're doing, trying to have a nice day. Those look like this. So it's all the ones with happy faces. Or these not okay ones. Because sometimes you are just not okay. And it's nice to have a shirt that'll say it for you, so then you don't have to keep reminding people, hey, I'm going to stab you in the face with my finger. You don't shut up right now. But it gets like that, So there you go. Here's your warning. Hey, I'm not okay. Handle with care. Use extreme caution. And I don't know if you noticed this. The yellow and black is usually the caution. Red and white and black, that's usually warning. But then there's the caution. It explains that in the making, because I did a video where I just made the logo and then, broke the whole thing down, and you can see all of the stuff there. From nothing to this finished product in the store. That's what the video covers. So if you're interested in how to make the logos, even the ones where I drew the pictures out, the smoke one is neat because it's smoke on a shirt. That's cool. But yeah, there's videos where, from scratch, it'll be going in Photoshop and actually drawing the whole picture, then putting it on the shirt and showing you the whole process of that, to putting it in the store, to everything from start to finish. Run through it all, man. Run through it all. So those folks who are looking to do stuff like this, then you can know how I did it at least. Hopefully that will help you. After that, after the trying to have a nice day stuff, is the t-shirts, which is just all short sleeve t-shirts. So every short sleeve t-shirt, doesn't matter what kind, there it is. If it's a short sleeve t-shirt, it's here. And they're all in order by the groups. So they're easier to find. So if you know, like, hey, I'm looking for one of these here bony face ones, there you go. Or if you're like, I'm looking for one of the, I don't know, what else is down here? One of these, Future So Bright, alphabetical order. D, don't Jesus Christ. E, there's no E's, and then F, Future So Bright. Yep, all in alphabetical order. Easy, easy, easy. After that is all the raglan shirts, which are 3/4 sleeves. But I'm going to go through and redo that one. So it'll be raglan shirts that are 3/4 sleeves, and then the women's raglan shirts because where is it? There's one of these things. Okay, yeah, if you go to ladies only, you can see these ones here are raglan shirts. It's just the ones with the sleeves and they got that ring around the neck, right? That cut. It's like a baseball shirt cut. The body's one color, the sleeves and the neckline are another color. That's the raglan shirts. All the ones like that. But because of these sleeves are a short sleeve and not 3/4, 3/4 is halfway down, so it's like a little bit between your wrist and your elbow, somewhere in between there. That's usually where those fall. But yeah, I like those raglan designs of shirts, because of the different color sleeves. It adds, I don't know, it's a little pop to it. So that's why there's a collection of these, but I'll add the women's ones and any other raglan shirts that I end up doing. They'll all be in there. So it'll be more than just a 3/4 sleeve. It'll just be all of the raglan shirts, all there in one thing. After that, there are the bags. So there's everything bags, any type of bag, even the computer sleeves, the laptop sleeves. I consider that a bag. So yeah, all of the bags are there in one spot, and I'll do some more because these ones I like. These little tiny like super utility bags, those are dope. Um, yeah, they just are. So that's bags, and then everything else that is non-clothing. So everything else that's not clothes. So all of the music, all of the books. There's the game here, so, and then all of the books. These are car magnets, the mouse pads, phone cases, or the phone cover case. Yeah, whatever. Buttons, stickers, bags. I threw all the bags in there too. Mugs, if you're looking for those. But if it's a hat, no, it's not in here. Pillows, yes. The cups, yes. All that stuff. Everything that is not a hat, a jacket, a pants, or, not clothes. Everything that is not clothes. There you go. Fanny packs, sure, we got those. Yeah, that's in the everything else non-clothing stuff. Hats. I condensed that because the hats were broken down into different groups. There was one where there was all the trucker hats. The trucker hats have the mesh back, so you'll get some air back there. Then there's the snapbacks, which are just cloth all the way around, the full cloth hats. Then there's the foam trucker hats, which are the ones with they're not split down the middle. The regular hats have that panel where it's like 6 panels or something like that, or 8 panels. Little slices. This one doesn't have the slices in the front. It's just that big foam, soft, pillowy thing in the front, and then there's the mesh in the back, and the brim is a little bit softer for some of those. Yeah, that's the difference between all of those. Other than that, you got the bucket hats, your beanies, and then the cuff beanies, which are longer, but they have the stuff on the front there. They call them dad hats. I don't know why, but those have the buckle, that little pull-through adjuster thing like that. Those are not the snapbacks like the regular ones. Snapbacks are the trucker hats to have the snapback, the little plastic tab, yeah, that thing. Then there's one that I'm still got to figure out what to do with it. It was just, I called it Hidden Gems and Favorites. That's what it was originally called. And it's just stuff that I liked, but most of the things that are favorites now ended up being in that Blacklight collection. But yeah, if it's not in there, I'll refine it a little more in here. I was trying to keep this one limited. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, some of my favorite stuff is in there. And then what's after that? Oh, jerseys, jackets. Well, jackets, jerseys, and long sleeves. So this was split up because there was one for just jerseys at first. At first it was just jerseys, and then there was jerseys and jackets, and then long sleeves was its own thing. But then I'm trying to save space and make just long lists. You can see how long it is already. There's a lot of stuff in there to make it easier for people to find things. I'm trying to condense things. So now all of that, even though it's less categories, there's more stuff in each category. Well, I'm trying to keep it organized. So first jackets, so then it'll be all the jackets, and then jerseys. So then after the jackets is all of the jerseys, right? Yay, easy. And then after that, there's all the long sleeve stuff. So sweatshirts and the long sleeve t-shirts. And I was debating on whether I'm going to put the 3/4 raglan shirts in there because they are kind of long sleeve, but they're not fully long sleeve. It's an annoying thing to try to figure out where to put them. But I guess I'll put those last here. If I do put them in there, I'll put them last just because of that whole thing. And they do already have their own category. So there you go. That's what's in the categories if you were looking in the store, looking to get something. Hopefully that makes it easier for folks to get around and see what's in here. This video is shorter. Like I said, there's another one where, like, if you want to learn some stuff, buddy, you can watch that one. You'll learn a thing or two. But yeah, this one is the, I don't know, the easier, cleaner, where I didn't get angry version, and everything's nice, and it worked as good as it's gonna work. Um, yep, yep, because this stuff. But yeah, if this would load, then you could see what the phone. There you go. Thank you. Yep, the phone version looks like that. Again, all your categories are right there. So you got the top portion, the header portion with the logo, and then the drop down menu. Then home. It'll let you know where you're at. You're in all products. That's where it starts you off at in all products. And then underneath of that, there's a description of what's in all products. It'll let you know all products there. But these you can swipe over. All of these, it's a whole row right there of all the categories. That's what you can swipe through there. All right. So there you go on the phone. Other than that, it's the same stuff. So that phone version and then the regular computer version, which I built the whole thing basically on a computer premise, because I hate phones. I really do. I do. They're annoying, and but people just won't get off of them. It's ridiculous. So then here's the part that, okay, just talking a little bit. Now I'm gonna shut up. But here's the part that's annoying, because like you do the website, right? You're building the whole thing, and then you gotta rebuild it for the phone. It's annoying. It's annoying. It's really annoying. And whatever. Yeah, it's just annoying. So anyway, you do it for people because they just refuse to give these things up. They just won't stop. They just keep going further and further to this mess. Anyway, there. Yes, there. There's the stuff. There you go. Store explained. All right, bye.